Well, it's day 7 of this project, so I'm 1 week in, and we've had a lot of rain. It's not supposed to have been raining, but it seems to be drizzling a little bit every day, and a lot of the yard is completely overgrown with some plants. But you know what? With the dryness that we've had, these plants are coming up for a reason. They're probably replenishing some kind of nutrients in the soil. You know, like, did you know dandelions replenish the iron in the soil? Anyway, they're probably what's needed right now, and I'm going to let it go. I usually don't have my lawn mowed until Easter has passed because I get these beautiful Easter flowers, purple, yellow, pink. It's always very, very cool. Anyway, day 7, just fed the dogs, and I have one of them still out here, so she may run by any minute now. Day 7 seemed like a good time to just put a little milestone, a little bookmark here that says, what did I learn so far? And actually, I was surprised that I learned quite a bit of things. One of the very first things I learned is the fact that I say a lot. Oh my goodness, or so. So I mean, so is always me just moving forward, and is just filling a silence, which is totally unnecessary. So I will be working on that. What I learned is that the process was very simple. I didn't expect it to be as easy as it was. However, I noticed that my tendency to be impatient, here she comes, she's running right by me there. She's quite the energetic runner in the morning. Because I am tending to be impatient because I like to keep on moving, I noticed that my process, I'm sometimes impatient with the process and jump ahead a step when I need to just sit down and wait. So I made a basic checklist of everything that I need to remember to do when I am uploading or making a video. And then while I'm at it, I use that checklist to note those sticky points where I was falling prey to my tendency to be impatient about the process, and finding other things that I could be doing at that moment while I was waiting, the enforced waiting kind of thing. So that was a useful lesson for me, is the checklist, of course, but then the also finding a better impatience dealing with that. I also noticed that I was much more creative as time went on. Making the creative process, being involved in that, is actually the way to motivate yourself. Taking action is always a way to motivate yourself, but by doing the I'm saying a lot, aren't I? Doing the creative process sparks a lot more ideas as you go along. So I am very excited about that fact. I also need to think about logistics. I'm wondering if I need to do something different in terms of a recording device, because carrying a selfie stick all the time is a little difficult. One of the lessons I learned is that I need 2 hands to do things. And although I tried to get through the door with everything I need for the day in one trip, that just doesn't really work. I'm dropping things. I'm having difficulty passing through doorways and stuff. So I need to teach myself to, well, maybe that's an impatient thing too, maybe to just take more than one trip and find a better way to remember what it is that I need to remember taking. So that is the other thing. So the positive results were that I learned I need 2 hands. Other things that I also learned is that I have made connections with people that I had not been connecting with in a while. Oh my, she's not a barker, so that's very interesting. She's calling the donkeys over. When COVID hit, things sort of regrouped at home. And then my husband was ill for that next year, not with COVID, but with other things. And so that year became a year where I was basically here at home. I was entrenching myself. I was working on the property, taking care of many, many repair issues that had been put by the wayside. And having done that, I discovered that I enjoyed my company and I enjoyed the projects that I was working on. And so I lost touch with a lot of people in a very frequent, everyday kind of way. So this project is actually encouraged people to contact me, and we've made reconnections and stuff, and it's been really wonderful to discover that that's great. I actually feel as if I've been underwater, and now I feel as if I'm opening up all the windows and the doors and letting in fresh air and coming up for air and taking huge lungfuls of it, huge gulps, filling my lungs, which is expanding my brain power. So I am very happy about the way this has turned out. And these lessons that I've learned so far have been very helpful for what I might do in the future. Well, I think I'm going to just turn myself around and see if we can see what it is she is barking at. I have no idea. You can see there's one of my small rain barrels there, but I have at least 6 more of these other sizes here, and I have 2 more at the shop that are just monsters. So that, like I said, that would be another video. So let's just save that for another day. Okay, so this was day 7, and I hope you all have a good day.